Your retirement is the independence that you've always dreamed about. So why not future-proof it while you're young? Now, last week I had the pleasure to learn about retirement, and this week I'm going to bring you part 2, and I'm going to be sitting back with Camille, who is a senior corporate manager at JMMB, the retirement boss. And I'll be saying this again, as young people, we really need to focus on retirement because it better get started sooner than later. So let's jump right into the podcast. So for somebody like me now, who basically in retirement, I want to live the hotel lifestyle. Me and the wife, me and the children. Well, hopefully the children out of the house
and you
by that age.
Best life.
Best life. Well, I want to live the best life now too, yes, but best life in the future also.
I want to be consistent about that.
Exactly. And when I was doing some research, and I tried to tell a lot of people on this channel that Einstein says this is the eighth or seventh one of the world, and it is compound interest.
The magic sauce.
The magic sauce. The secret sauce.
Yes.
And so I'm going to hand it over to you and just to explain to people that 20s to 30s, why retirement savings is a must for you in that specific age group.
In your 20s to 30s, what you're doing is establishing healthy financial habits. So if we say the secret sauce compounding, you want to make sure that you have that secret ingredient because that is going to make it just shot as it relates to achieving your retirement goals.
Yes.
Have to.
So what exactly though is compound interest and how will it help me?
So when you're looking at compound interest, is making sure, remember we talk about the consistency. So the consistency of that investment, that money going, putting on top of one. So whether it is $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, and when you're consistently making that money, the interest coming a part of it, you're compounding and growing your money fast, and that is what you want. Okay. As you said, that is the secret sauce.
So the secret sauce then, you buy a piece of jerk chicken and it's nice. But the secret sauce is like the pepper, the special mango
and you just
chutney.
take it to a different level.
Take it to another level. So it's the same when you add $1,000, you get some interest on your $1,000.
Yes.
But then no, when that interest goes on the $1,000 and you put on next $1,000,
exactly,
it's $2,000 plus interest.
And
so you get interest on the $2,000 plus interest, and then you just do this. Over the course of time, it just gradually go, and it. So that's why you use the word compound, because the more money that you can stack as it approaches to your end timeline or approaches maturity, then that money just starts to grow more rapid because the interest is gaining interest on the interest gain.
Exactly. So your money is growing for you actively and that is what you want to benefit from. And when you start early, that is going to be a part of what is going to catapult you in terms of not only being a millionaire, whether it is in the short term, medium term, but also the long term. And that is why it's important to start making contributions to an approved retirement scheme, doing the consistency of that, and also exploring any other investment opportunities.
So basically, earlier you start, the more time the money has to compound. And I guess if you start early too, you don't have to, even though it is wise to contribute the max, I guess that if you're younger, you don't necessarily have to break the bank in terms of contributing to a retirement scheme because you have time.
Exactly.
You have time.
Time is on your side. And a part in terms of compounding is that time element, whether in that formula, the time. So when you can increase that time, it is going to help you in terms of maximizing that end amount that you're trying to work towards. So yes, whether it is 20s to 30s, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that whether it is 20s to 30s, in your 40s or in your 50s, you can have the opportunity to plan for your retirement. So even persons who may be 50s, I tell them, yes, there is still an opportunity for you to do investments and do whatever it is as it relates to building out your retirement portfolio. But that secret, that, as you said, that secret sauce, you get to maximize that when you start early. So yes, it may not be the most exciting thing. Retirement, no. But you see, if you want to really make it short, you want to start from early.
I have this, let me say, entrepreneurial mindset, and I always preach about business, and I always speak about investing in yourself, not only in stocks, but building yourself through knowledge
Yes,
and
you're telling
books
our
and
YouTube videos, whatever it may be,
everything.
expanding your knowledge. Very
But I'm
important.
saying, what if it doesn't work out? What if I get a good 5 years in business and then it just falls flat on the ground? And I'm glad to say that I still have a job. And I'm thinking, this is why I need my retirement money, because this is my plan B. This is, you play the life risky in a sense, but you still have that money in the background that you could fall back on, and you're not going to be depending on your children
For
as
that,
as your
And,
investments.
and you say it's a plan B, and what I want to make sure is that it is a priority, because Jamaicans, inherently so, in terms of our DNA, is that we have this hustle mentality, and we're going to make it, and no matter what way happen, we're going to make it work out. And a part of that is that you need to pay yourself first. And when you pay yourself first, whether it is you're an entrepreneur, whether it is even you're employed to an organization, you're going to say, I need to maximize in terms of the opportunities along the way that I can use to build out my retirement portfolio. So you have to prioritize that. You see, when you have yourself as a priority, you know that this is what I have to do, whether it is on a monthly basis, to achieve my particular financial goal. Because what happens along the way, is that you have so many other competing priorities, whether it is to travel, whether it is to get married, whether it is to get additional education, and in the mix of all of that, you just get lost. And it is not until you hit a particular age, you say, but wait, I never do anything. And that is not where you want to be. So a key element of it, you have to prioritize it from get-go. Because if it is not a priority, you're going to say, oh, no, man, guess what? I can make up for it because I know that this business have to work out. So I'm going to make sure that I'm working hard, doing it, putting the money, you understand?
But if you get sick, like most people will want to put in that extra work when they're in their 40s and their 50s, but that time we just have a lot of obligations. Some of us might have house then, we have kids then, we have maybe our parents to look after at that age, because maybe they get old too and they have
and
to
they
be
probably
living.
never did any retirement planning themselves
So
and
that's
have
a
no
bunch,
income.
That's a bunch of expenses. So as we were saying, the earlier start and the quicker you put yourself as a priority, put that retirement as a priority also, and it's better for us at the end of the day. But some people have their misconceptions, and some people have their reasons why, or maybe they hear from a grandmother, or they hear from an elder on the road say, can't focus on retirement, because you only live once and you have to YOLO, you have to live life. So some people may think that when you're old, you're good. So back to the original question now, what are some misconceptions that people have about this whole retirement planning practice?
And you said it in the question. First thing is that I can possibly depend on my children. The second element of it is that I can wait until later. And the third element of it is that, no man, somebody must take care of me. Or, you understand? And I'll just go see me like that. And you have to save yourself. Cannot be dependent on anyone, cannot be dependent on whether it is the government. You have to make yourself a priority as it relates to achieving your particular retirement goal. No one can save you but yourself. And if you're not proactive about it, if you don't start now, it is going to put you in a place that you are going to be dependent on people. And you don't want that. That is not the quality of life. I want to lead, and I'm sure many other persons. I'm not comfortable with it. And what you need to do is say, okay, fine. What is it? What are some of the different things that I can invest in? How do I get there? What conversation I need to have? And it has to be a started now. Because again, even as an entrepreneur, or even if you're working 9 to 5, you're so busy. Sometimes you don't even have time to even go to the dentist and sort out yourself. So when you hear somebody say, no man, talk to your financial advisor, they're like, when, what time? I don't have that time to sit down with anybody. But you need to make the time. If you don't make the time, you're going to see 10 years pass, 15 years pass, and you would not have put aside anything in terms of achieving your retirement goal.
Easy said, easy said. I like that. So somebody might be watching this video now and they're saying, fine, I'm convinced. This lady knows what she's talking about. And I want to start my retirement journey.
Yes.
Where should they go? And how should they approach you? What questions should they be aiming to ask, or what questions should they have in the forefront of their mind?
As we know, the place to come to would be JMMB in
Yes.
terms of having that conversation. When you have that conversation, the questions they're going to be asking, what are some of the offerings or solutions that you have in terms of building up my retirement portfolio? And the financial representative will go through the different questions in terms of assessing your risk appetite, what it is that you're currently doing, because we need to make an assessment of that, how it is that we can maximize each particular pillar, and then from there, we'll build out a retirement portfolio.
As I said again, the 3-step plan.
Audit, make an assessment of
Yes.
all of the sources of income that you may have coming in. And then B, you're going to be doing your budget, because you need to make sure that, one, you're consistent, which is the C, in terms of your contributions, and when it is that you can possibly increase it along your financial life cycle.
So we just come in and say ABC.
A, B, C.
ABC. ABC to retirement. That's what I want. Now, to tie up everything and to wrap up everything, because I think I've asked all the questions that are present in my mind. And I'm sure that if the future millionaires out there have some questions, they will definitely contact JMMB, or they could just leave it in the comment section down below and let me know. So we can you can decide if you want one part 2, yes or no, and answer all your questions. But give me just a example of how retirement has helped somebody, maybe one of your clients, or just how have you seen it be impactful on somebody's life that they planned for their retirement?
You see, financial security and peace of mind, several hundreds of clients would have been able to achieve that by virtue of starting out at a particular point in time with a certain level of contributions, being consistent, and building out the portfolio where they saw that there may have been gaps. And as I said before, financial security and peace of mind, it's priceless. But again, it is not the persons who would have had that success story, but the persons who may not have gotten the message and what it is that you need to do. And again, from the highest mountaintop, you need to start now, because we don't want thousands, all Jamaicans, at the end of the day, to have that level of financial peace and security. And it is important.
Nice. Perfectly said. So I'd just like to thank you again for being on this channel and just sharing some tips, the gems with the future millionaires out there. And that always remember the ABC approach to retirement savings, and the compound interest is our secret sauce.
That whole mix.
That just pushes this thing to the limits and makes our money compound over time. Again, thank you very much, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And just like that, the video finished. Anyways, thank you to JMMB for partnering with me on this video to bring you some tips and tricks and gems about retirement. Hopefully you benefited from this knowledge the same way that I did. So if you don't want to miss these future millionaire gems, then all you have to do is just subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so that you don't miss whenever I upload these videos. Until next time, work hard, make money, make a lot of it, and happy investing.